1 in 4 new loans were given to someone who had already failed to repay another loan.
Wow.
What does that mean
Yeah.
for India and the state of things?
Yeah, that's an alarming statistic, actually, especially in an environment where, like we talked about, there's a lot of young people with much easier access. And as we keep saying, the lender doesn't really care about your financial health. So the fact that they would still lend to you, even in a scenario where you've defaulted on somebody else, shows that things are getting a little bit out of control, and it's even more important as a consumer to take things into your own hands. Financial freedom is about having financial independence and not being beholden to these financial institutions. And the fact that they're almost deliberately over-leveraging people now means it's imperative to have your own decision-making power about the amount of credit you want to take on, not what is available to you. Very important.
How is this even possible, and why are banks encouraging it?
Yeah. I'm assuming in those scenarios when it's, let's say, the 5th or 6th loan and it's going to a customer who's already over-leveraged and has potentially defaulted, in that scenario, it's probably one of the fintechs or somebody at the lower end of the pecking order. They're happy to extend another loan on the hope that they will make a lot of fee revenue out of the customer. So they're probably predicting a lot of late payment fees, et cetera, et cetera. They're going to make more money from the customer. That is a very, very dangerous scenario. Probably a traditional bank would not relent to that customer. And I know at Zest, we had very conservative lending practices. If somebody had defaulted, we would not give them any new credit.
But what are these lending companies thinking? If I have already defaulted on another loan and you are running behind me trying to give me a loan, aren't you worried that that I'm gonna default on everything and go bankrupt or whatever?
Actually, that's the funny thing about the modern day credit score situation. They're taking a bet that you do care about your credit score, or you will one day, right? And so that's what I mean when I say credit bureaus in this country are incredibly sophisticated and getting more and more sophisticated every day, and the credit score is becoming more important. So they're hoping they can almost harass you to pay them first to protect your score.
Like they're going to make you sweat.
Exactly.
Your sweat is what's going to pay
them
all
first.
Their profits. So they're pushing you along that road, basically.
Absolutely.
They're stretching you out to pay their profits, because if you don't get stretched out...
And they're thinking very short term. They're not trying to form a relationship with you for the next 20, 30 years. Right. So they do not care if they completely trash your credit score. Right. That's why you have to take it into your own hands.
Data shows 27% of borrowers are taking new loans to repay old ones. Isn't that a debt trap?
Yes. This is a problem we call credit stacking or loan stacking, when you're basically taking out a loan from one lender to pay another lender. It actually makes sense. It's a normal human behavior because you don't want to get into trouble, so you want to keep the cycle going. But what will invariably happen is one of two things. Either you'll end up paying more and more and more. You'll have to take higher interest loans or loans with a higher fee load to keep up your repayments on the cheaper loan. So it's very bad financially for you. Or there's a phenomenon, unfortunately, that's called falling over in lender language, which means you'll keep going, and then one day you will just fall over and say, I can't repay any of you. And then all the lenders will take a hit. That's really bad news, which is why loan stacking is something that the industry and the regulator should be really on top of and rein in bad actors who will put more burden on top of an already overstretched customer.